Toss the bucket.
So it was pretty much a given in the gameplay of the basic foundation deck that builds into this that it was safe to say we had quite a bit of board control, and regardless of the fact that he resigned, we were going to win anyway. So let's take a look at the advanced version of the deck, or as you will, or what that deck could turn into. And this is not a great start. Let's go ahead and draw again. We just don't have enough. Charged Alright is a good early card, but we didn't have anything else. Okay, definitely do a Wisdom level and a Charged Alright here. This is a really good start because it sets up for our Foundry Engineers, which we can play in 2 turns. So we're playing against a basic Dominion Despina deck. Hard to say what this is going to turn into right now, so let's just go with our regular plan, our regular cycle of getting the Foundry Engineer out. So we need 2 corruption levels at some point. We already have our Wisdom level, and we're only going to need 1 for this deck, so let's go ahead and use that for card cycle. That allows us to play our Disquisitive Spirit, which is a really nice blocker, and it allows us to cycle cards. And next turn we can play a Corruption Shrine for our Foundry Engineer. Hopefully the Charged Alright doesn't get removed, and we can put 3 energy into our Foundry Engineer, plus the 1 it has means we get 2 Golems next turn, plus our Foundry Engineer. Huge tempo swing, so let's see if that happens. No, it doesn't. Assassinate. Dominion, that's a good play on his part, absolutely. So we're going to play our Corruption Shrine anyway, but we're also going to, instead, we're going to Splitting Headache and take away some of those cards, so some of that removal isn't present for, we don't want to lose our Foundry Engineer, for example. Okay, and we can still push in 1 damage. So he's done some removal, but he has nothing on the board. So hopefully we're able to capitalize on that. Looks like Grappling Hook, so it's definitely a, it could potentially, okay, Grappling Hook, Power Spike Armor, Assassinate, as you get more familiar with these, plus the Silverblade Warrior indicates that this is most likely a Dominion starter deck, or a variation of a Dominion starter deck, which means a lot of implants, a lot of burst damage, so we have to be aware of that. Things like Sleep may come in really handy. Let's go ahead and draw a card and do some mana. Foundry Engineer and a Sleep, or I think the best bet would be Foundry Engineer, Noxious Fumes, and we can remove the Silverblade with our Disquisitive Spirit and draw a card. And next turn we can use our Foundry Engineer to spawn a Golem. Actually, I stand corrected. The Noxious Fumes removed the attack power of the Silverblade Warrior to 0, which means we don't lose our Disquisitive Spirit. It's not a misplay, but you kind of want to sacrifice your Disquisitive Spirit because then it allows you to cycle cards. So, Sanctum of the Void, interesting. So we only have, we're gonna, do we need to cycle cards? Let's go ahead and use our Sanctum of the Void as a skill. Now this requires 2 corruption levels, so at some point in time in the near future, we're going to need to use another Corruption Shrine to be able to use Soul Prison. What that does is it forces him to remove something. We can remove this on our own, so we don't need that help. Let's go ahead and draw a card. We get a Disquisitive Spirit. Okay. We're going to have to use Noxious Fumes and do this whole trick again. We're not losing our Disquisitive Spirit, thus allowing us some card draw, but at least we're keeping his board clear. We're also not pushing any damage, we're not putting any threat, so we're going to have to start considering pushing some damage to face. Now that we've got a Golem on the board, maybe we can start chipping away at that 18 health. Lamp of Zephyr could come out next turn. Could come out and be activated. Okay, so Bloodborne Prince. It looks like he's going to use it to sacrifice some creatures and build up Bloodborne Prince. Right now it's not a threat because it's on. He moved it to the support line, but it is lifebound, which will give him life, and he can also sacrifice creatures to bump it up. The benefit. Okay, let's see. Hopefully, if we get another Corruption Shrine, we can use Soul Prison right away and force him to sacrifice that. Let's see if we can't make that happen. We don't need our Disquisitive Spirit right now. We have another one. Show me Corruption Shrine. No. Okay. So we can't use our Soul Prison right now. But we can... Actually, if I'm lucky, I can Library Guard into a Corruption Shrine. No. Okay. Well, I got a Noxious Fumes instead, which might help us out. We're going to put a Noxious Fumes on here, and then we're going to attack this. Now, it's Lifebound, but it has 0 attack, so Lifebound only gives you life for each damage dealt. It's not dealing damage anymore, so we're going to remove this for free, and he loses his implant. And he doesn't get any life out of it, so that's a really good. I'm happy with that play. And let's go ahead and cycle cards. I was hoping to not play that shrine first, because if I was able to draw into that Corruption Shrine with my Library Guard, I would have used the Soul Prison instead. but we'll use Soul Prison later. This is going to pull out a lot of implants, also a great target for Soul Prison. Now we have a decision. Let's put the Foundry Engineer away, and let's draw into a Corruption Shrine. Excellent. Exactly what we wanted. Okay, here we go. Now, which one is it going to remove is the question. Let's go ahead and draw a card. And, ooh, nice, nice, nice. So we're going to Soul Prison. He's got to remove one of these. He'll probably remove the Gross Experiment. But this on the support line doesn't do him any good. Because, yeah, that's what I figured. Now we can Infernal Tribute next turn and remove this and whatever else he happens to play too. So the cool thing is, all this goes in to damage his face because he moved his Shadow Step Assassin away, which is strange. This card is a valuable card, but it's used for removal to trade up. So it could have used, it could have been used to trade up with my Library Guard, for example. Not sure why it's back there. We are going to, so now we've met all the level requirements. So we're ooh, Hypnotizing Whispers. This could be bad, depending on what he pulls out from us. But we've met our level requirements, so now we just use Shrines to cycle for mana. Oh, he pulls out a Succubus. We have not seen one, and it was in the top 5 cards of our deck, so he managed to pull it out. That's going to be very beneficial for him. And we need that card. However, we can Infernal Tribute and get rid of both of these. Perfect. Okay, he doesn't play anymore, so he has to get rid of both of those. Infernal Tribute it is. Goodbye to both of those. And the life gain helped him a little bit, but not enough. We're going to be able to... Okay, we're going to save that sleep. Yeah, we're going to be able to push in a lot of damage here. Giving him 8. Okay, so we potentially have lethal next turn. Well, okay, so... That's twice now you've seen this deck where the opponent resigns. I didn't play it out, but he was definitely in the losing end of the battle, and I would have Lamp of Zephyr next turn would have been the play, which gives us an extra 4 damage and a 3 speed. So there's a good chance that he wasn't going to win that one, which is why he gave up. So this is the deck that you want to build into with the original starter deck that I showed you in the previous video. If you got any questions, post in the comments below, and good luck in Spellweaver. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the boards.
Ready.